I'm starting the recording, so we are good to go. You probably already know, but my name is Tasha, one of the health coaches here at the Waukesha Employee Health and Wellness Center. And this is our last virtual stretching meditation class for the year. But we are going to pick this up again starting in January. Stay tuned for more information and updates on that, details to follow. And of course, we are looking for your input, requests, recommendations on things that you would like to see incorporated, focused on in these virtual moving break stretching sessions. So with that being said, let's stand up if you aren't already. I know last week we started off with some meditation. We're going to do stretching today and make this a good full body moving break. So let's get our feet about shoulder distance apart. Take a deep inhale. Breathe that out, and let's just start with some arm circles. You can go backwards or forwards to start. It doesn't matter because we're going to switch directions here in a moment anyway. And as you do these arm circles, I just like to be conscious of my posture, really keeping my shoulders down and away from my neck. Let's switch directions. Keeping my back nice and straight. Breathing through my belly. Good. Go ahead and shake those arms out. We got one person to jump in. Awesome. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We just finished some warming up arm circles, get that circulation and blood flowing. Let's go into a side stretch. So I'm going to widen my stance. Feet are wider than shoulder distance now. And I'm going to inhale one arm up. And as I exhale, I'm going to reach down with my other hand and just go as far as you can to what is comfortable for you. We're just doing like a side oblique stretch. Just feel that here, maybe in your low back, maybe your hip flexor in the front. And use this bottom hand to guide you. My hand is resting on my shin, kind of calf area now as you lean to one side here. Keeping your top arm up, hand pointed towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, big breath here. Exhale as we reach down towards the other side. Remember to breathe. Continue breathing through this stretch. You'll hear me say that often. Never hold your breath, especially when stretching or exercising. We don't want to see anyone get dizzy or lightheaded. Inhale here and come back up to standing. Good. Release those arms to your sides. Shake out those shoulders a little bit, again, if you need to. Let's come back to our starting stance here, just kind of neutral. Relax that lower body and knees. Keep a slight bend in those knees. We're going to do some of the more of the hand stretch that we did briefly last week at the very end. So we're going to stretch out those hands and fingers, get them ready for a day of typing and anything else that you do, repetitive activity and motions that work. So put one hand out in front like this, palm up. We're going to stretch the 4 fingers on both hands. Take one finger from your other hand and just gently rest it on your 3 fingers, isolating your index finger. And now try to reach that index finger and touch it to the palm of your hand. So I feel this, and you should feel this stretch down your forearm here through your wrist. And this is a really great stretch that's a much less invasive, more gentle version of like the stop sign. We call it the stop sign stretch, which actually can compress those delicate carpal bones and ligaments in your wrist area. So this is a nice alternative to that. Let's just go right down the line and isolate each finger. So now my middle finger is isolated, trying to touch the tip of my middle finger to my palm. And hold each one for about 10 seconds. Remember, always stretching to the point of engagement, we call it, but not necessarily to pain, okay? So listening to your body with every stretch and exercise is important. And you may notice that my pinky is terrible. Wow. You may notice that some of your fingers, and depending upon your hand, have a little bit bigger range of motion than others. Go ahead and stretch that out. We'll switch hands if you haven't already. And that's okay. So depending upon if you're left or right-handed, depending upon what you do for work or for hobbies, you might find that there are certain hands and areas and parts of your hand that are stiffer than others, and that's good. So kind of just take inventory of places in your body that tend to be a bit more stiff, and try and stretch those more often. And we hope that you are stretching more often anyway than just our Wellness Wednesday time here together. But if not, hey, this is better than nothing, right? So I'm on my pinky finger, my last finger on my left hand here. That's always a good one. So keep that in mind doing that during the workday if you need to. Just release some tension and tightness in your hands while you're working. Let's come back now to where we started. I would like to do a brief upper body, shoulder and back stretch, and then we'll go into the legs and lower body. So let's do one deep inhale here. Bringing our arms up above our head, and exhale. I have my fingers interlocked. This is just another good stretch for those hands and palms and fingers. And exhaling, pushing out in front of us. Pushing those palms away. Continuing to breathe. And on your inhale, let's lower those hands down in front of us and flip our palms inward. So I have my palms facing me here. And this is just a little bit different sensation of a stretch, focusing on a little bit different area. I feel this now more in my shoulders, my upper arm, tricep area. Might be different for you, depending upon what your body needs. But just being mindful here, this is an active, engaging version of kind of just sitting with our hands rested in our lap. We're physically pulling them down and away from our body, pulling our shoulders down and away from our neck and ears. On your exhale, go ahead and release. Shake those hands out again if you need to. Let's go behind. So I have my fingers interlocked just gently behind my back, palms facing me. If you want to press your palms out here, you can. Again, do what feels best for you. Let's just add some neck stretches here. So I'm going to bring my chin down, lowering it to my chest as far as it will go, looking down at my toes. And let's release those hands behind your back. Just gently grab them again in front. As we turn our chin off to either your left or right, we'll switch next at a 45-degree angle. And then I'm going to lower my head down. So my hands are rested in front. My chin is off at a 45-degree angle, not quite all the way to my shoulder. And then I'm going to tilt my head downward. And this is a little bit different technique of a neck stretch to isolate this area here. Tends to get tight throughout the day, where a lot of tension headaches start from. On your inhale, using the breath to transition, coming back to central, neutral, and then switching, so lowering that head down again, chin off to a 45-degree angle, lowering your head down as far as it will comfortably go. So now I feel this stretch here. And just close our eyes and breathe. On your next inhale, bring that head back to neutral, back to center. We're going to do our nice front fold, do a low back stretch, and then we'll do our legs and wrap up and call it a day. So I'm going to tilt my webcam actually just a tad. I'm going to get a little bit wider stance now, so my feet are a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart. Gather our breath here, nice big inhale. And exhale, breathe it out, push out all the air through our tummy, and let's just gently and slowly begin to bend forward. You can use your hands to kind of guide you as you work your way down. And if you can touch the floor, great. If not, that's fine. I can't right now either. But maybe after I loosen up here in a few seconds. So if you would like to add some arm circles, you can. Any direction is fine. Just kind of have fun with it. Do what feels good for your body. You can reverse the direction of your arm circles if you'd like. Remembering to breathe, and then let's reach off to one side. So I'm kind of resting my hands on the outside of my ankle here. If you can reach your foot or the floor, great. If not, that's totally fine. We don't judge here. Three, two, and switch. Use that breath to transition. Really be mindful, controlling that breath. Inhale and exhale as you switch. Three, two, and one. Back to center, and then let's slowly crawl our way back up to standing. Nice and slow. We don't want to jump around too quickly and get dizzy bending over and standing. All right, so I think our traditional leg stretches we'll do real quick. Perfect, we've got a couple minutes left. Quick quad and hamstring stretch. And if we have time at the end, we'll do that piriformis guy. So I'm going to do the standard grabbing one foot, pulling behind. For my quad stretch, remember the modified version of this is if you have a chair or a giant exercise ball like we have in our office, or a couch, some type of surface behind you that you'd like to set your foot on instead of holding, you can do that. And then go ahead and switch. Just check my settings here quick. As I'm cheating, looking at my laptop and using it to help me balance. Shh, don't tell anyone. Release that foot down, and then let's do our hamstring stretch. So for this one, I'll kind of show you the lighting cooperates with me here. I'll kind of show you the modified version, which is just putting one foot out in front, heel to floor, toes to sky, hands on your hips, and just leaning back like this. And so modified version for this is on that same surface if you did the modified quad stretch up on a chair or a table or a desk or a couch. you can do the modified hamstring stretch on that surface as well if you prefer. Exhale and just kind of pivot. Use your breath again to transition. And if you're doing this variation of the hamstring stretch, it's important that we protect our back knee that's kind of bent as we're leaning back. So we want to make sure that our knee and toe are in alignment, that we're not twisting our knee, and that we're not leaning so far back that our knee is coming in front of our toes. So a little check here, a little test is you should be able to look down and see your toes still popping out from underneath this back knee. Exhale, push off that back leg as you exhale. Let's come back to standing. All right, so didn't have time today for the piriformis stretch. That's that small muscle in our glute family that's responsible for a lot of low back pain and tightness. So if you would like to do the piriformis stretch on your own, I encourage it. It's a crowd favorite. I've done this on several previous recordings, so you can check out today's recording and other week sessions. I will email this out afterwards today. Again, this is Wednesday, December 16th, our last class for 2020. I'm ready to bring in a new year. So we will see you next month, next year. Stay tuned for a new series invitation and details to come. If you have requests, questions, suggestions for future content, stretches, activities for us to incorporate, please let us know. You can call the Waukesha Employee Health and Wellness Center. You can email Courtney and myself, respond to my email with this recording later today. We'll stay in touch. We wish you a very happy and healthy remainder of 2020, and we'll see you soon. Take care.